Now students, after algorithm, our next process is the flowchart. Means when you write the number of steps, means when you write algorithm, after that we will make the diagrammatic representation of algorithm. Means when you convert algorithm into the diagram, this is known as your flowchart. So what is a flowchart? Flowchart is a diagrammatic representation of problem solving process. Okay? Now always remember that direction of flow means program flow is in from top to bottom or from left to right. And who designed this flowchart? It's Hermann Goldstein and John von Neumann developed the flowchart. So after algorithm, we have a flowchart. Means when you are decided with what you have to write a program, when you are done with the writing the algorithm, after that we convert the algorithm into the flowchart. So when we have to design a flowchart, we need some symbols. Means the symbols which are used to design the flow chart are start and stop box, input box, output box, processing box, decision box, flow lines and connectors. Let us understand these symbols one by one. So students, first symbol is your start and stop box. This is an oval shaped box which is used to represent the beginning and the end of the flowchart. It is your oval shaped box. When we will use this box, we will use this box at the beginning to represent start and at the bottom to represent stop. Next box is your input output box. It is a parallelogram shaped box which is used to give the input to the program and output of the programs. Means the instructions which we will need to get the result. Suppose you want to add the two numbers. So when you want to add the two numbers, you need two numbers. So that number will be written in the input box. And when you will get the result, means 8 plus 5 is equal to 13. So 13, when you want to represent 13, that is your output. So we will use this box. So this is known as your input and output box. It is a parallelogram shaped box which we will need to take input and to show the output. Next is your processing box. It is a rectangle shaped box which is used to show the processing part of the flowchart. Means calculation. Whenever you want to show any calculation part, we will use this processing box. Now the next is your decision box. It is a rhombus shaped box which is used to take the decisions. Means when you check some condition, on the basis of condition, when you have to display the comparison, then we will use this box. Means when you have to compare the two numbers, like if A is greater than B, now there is condition. So whenever this type of condition will come, we will use this decision box. And how we will write here, if A is greater than B, here you have to check the condition, and on the basis of condition we will get the result. So whenever the condition will come, we will use this decision box. Now these are the flow lines. These are your arrow lines. We will use these flow lines when we will connecting the input box, output box, decision box. So when we want to show the flow of the algorithm, we will use these flow lines. So in flow chart, we will use these flow lines, and I will show you how you will use these flow lines while converting algorithm into the flow chart. Now this is your connector. It is a circle shaped symbol which is used to join the parts of the flow chart. Now let us understand how you will use these symbols with the help of example. Now students, this is the algorithm that how you will add the two numbers. First step is start, take two numbers, add two numbers, print the result and stop. Now I am going to convert this algorithm into the flowchart. First of all, we will use the start button. So this is our oval box. We always start flowchart with this oval shaped box which represents the start. Okay? Now the next is this start is represented with the help of this oval shaped box. Now the next is take two numbers. This is the input. Okay? So we will use for input output box. So what is the input output box? This is your input output box. Okay? So what you will write over here? Input to numbers. So students, this is your input two numbers. So you can write the two numbers n1 comma n2. Okay? So this is your input box. Means this is the input. Means we are giving some input to the computer. After that, add the two numbers. Add means processing होगी n1 plus n2 होगा. So what box you will use for this? For calculation, for processing, we will use this rectangle box. Okay? So n1 plus n2, n1 plus n2, and the result is stored in some variable that is sum. Okay? So this is your processing box which will add n1 and n2 and the result is stored in the variable sum. After that, print result. So again, when you have to show the result, we will use input output box. Input box for input the numbers and output box to show the result. So we will use this shaped box, and what I will write over here? Print what? Sum, because when I will add the two numbers, the result is stored in sum. So I will write over here print sum. Okay? So this is your output box, and here the result is displayed, and finally we come to the stop. So for stop, it's again the oval shaped box. So students, the first is your start. This is input output box. The next is your processing box. It is a rectangle shaped box. It is a parallelogram shaped box. Next is print sum, and the last is the stop. So these are the flow lines. These are the arrow lines. Means the flow is from top to bottom. One by one means number of after the step. So this is how you will convert the algorithm into the flow chart. So students, now the next is what are the advantages of flow chart? The first advantage is we can analyze the problem in effective way. Means first of all we will understand our objective of the program, then we will analyze that program, then we will write algorithm, and after that we will convert it into the diagrammatical representation. So it will analyze the problem in effective way. The next is it is a better way of communicating the logic, because diagrammatic representation is easily understandable as compared to rather when we write the program. Because diagrams are more effective way of understanding the problem. Okay? Next is it will act as a guide during the program development phase. Means when you have to design the program, it will act as a guide to us. And with the help of flowchart, with the help of diagrams, it's very easy to find if there is some error. So if there is some error, we can correct these errors. Now, what are the disadvantages of the flowchart? Sometimes if the program logic is very complex, then we are unable to draw the flowchart. We are unable to understand the flowchart. So flowchart becomes complex if the program logic is long. Sometimes if you want to redraw the flowchart, means if there is some error in the flowchart and we have to redraw the flowchart, then sometimes it becomes difficult to us. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the flowchart, and we must be very careful while drawing the flowchart. Now the next are the rules for drawing a flowchart. So students, these are the rules for drawing the flowchart. when you have to draw the flow chart, all the necessary requirements should be done in the logical order. Flow chart should be clear, it should be neat and easy to follow. Means there is no intersection of the flow lines. Okay? It should be from top to bottom, neither from bottom to top. Avoid the intersection of flow lines. There is no intersection of flow lines. You must take care of. And the next is, we have to understand the logic, and then we will try to make the flow chart to be very simple as much as possible. So student, these are the rules for drawing the flow chart. Okay, read the chapter carefully and try to understand flow chart. Thank you.